All right, here we are. Welcome to a new YouTube video. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I'll make it very clear. I am a high ticket closer and behavior specialist. I closed millions of dollars already, and I have worked with a bunch of 9-figure companies. So I know what the fuck I'm doing. This is a roleplay session where you're going to see me in a group coaching call with my students who get in-person training and personalized online training so that they can become better at what they do, not just with sales, but with everything in their lives. In this roleplay, you're going to see some things that are going to be the crucial and most important thing ever if you want to become good at sales and make a shit ton of money. Number one, how to actually be conversational and not sound like a scripted idiot. Number two, how to handle objections, but not handling objections like a complete retard, waiting for the end of the call and just battling the prospect. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about handling objections when you hear them in the discovery. The prospects will always give you everything in the discovery. They will tell you what are the things that they won't like, that they won't commit to, that they won't pay for. They will tell you everything if you ask the right questions. So you can see how you handle them in real time. I will literally show you in this role play. So just look at it. This is going to be 1 fucking trillion dollars for all I know of training. That being said, you will also see a bunch of great and interesting stuff as how to really change the stupid thought that you always have in calls, or even when you're talking with someone about what should I say. It's like, no, don't do that stupid stuff. I will show you exactly what you have to do so that you never, ever feel or are stuck with this thought of what question can I ask? What can I say? I'm going to show you exactly how to hack this so that you always know what to say. So that being said, enjoy the fucking video. Don't forget to drop a comment, take some notes, and pay attention. No looking at the video whilst looking at TikTok. I'm watching you. Pay attention. All right, let's go. Welcome, my beautiful hunters and whoever the fuck is even watching, because I think this one goes on YouTube. Here we are into a new roleplay sessions where we're going to roleplay. But as always, of course, if you guys have a question or something, let's discuss it. Here we have a special guest, Costin Giovano, very famous for having a girlfriend that is. We all told him to stop. Costin, I know you look young, but it's really, it's really bad. Don't. So, yes. That being said, another very interesting fact is all of you are going to be extremely jealous of me right now because you don't have this cup. Do you guys have a Batman cup to drink your coffee? I do. This coffee tastes like justice. Yes. Okay. So, Carlito's being jealous. Poor Costin. Nah, Costin is the worst. I need to get one. You cooked? Say yes. Okay, so let's begin. Are there any questions? Otherwise, we're gonna start with the role play pretty much. No? We good? You guys good after the 2 hours of questionings we did pretty much before this? So, all right, let's go with the wheel of names. Let me write everyone. So we have Aisha. I'm just gonna change Amro. You're not gonna be Aisha anymore. You're gonna be Iran. That's gonna be your new name. I'm gonna put Iran to you. Tarek still too young into this, so we're gonna give you more time until you can do the role plays. Captain Puerto Rico. Where is Captain Puerto Rico? Black short guy, black tall guy. Good. Kevin, are you tall?
Yeah.
That's a shitty answer. Yeah. Everyone was expecting you to say how tall you are. Social calibration, Kevin, for fuck's sakes. Terminator. Who else are we missing? Women. Military operation.
Luca, keep me out. I will have a GS group interview in about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So I have to.
Okay, okay.
What about the mental with you?
All right, all right. And Jaden is gonna be Luca Maxing. That's gonna be his name right now. So let me see. Let me put this. Sure sound. Wheel? Yes, no. Yes or no? God damn it, guys. You're all asleep?
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it. We can
All
see
right,
it.
let's begin. Who's gonna be the closer? You did it. He finally did it. Okay, so let's see who's gonna be the prospect. You need to shave a little more closely to make it near exact. Yeah. Let's see the closer. The Terminator. Okay. So we have literally the two opposites. Black and short against tall and blonde. Who will win? This is not a battle about cells. This is a battle about races. This is the battle to determine who was right. So, yes, Tyler, what are you going to be selling about?
Oh no, let's do econ.
Ecom? Okay.
Why ecom? Ecom.
Ecom. The real World War III. Nah. Okay. Everyone, I want you to brutally and savagely pin Tyler into the screen and then Andronator. Where is Andronator? I lost him. There we go. So, good stuff. Costin is working extremely. Costin, can I give them the news? Only if you agreed on it. Costin doesn't know how to speak. Okay. He does a thumbs up. Guys, you will all have a software, an app that is going to help you with everything. He's no, okay. He's going to help you with everything. Okay. So, guys, take advantage because it wasn't easy to create, and Costin is half a computer right now at this point. So, appreciate it and use it. We will explain everything. So, yeah, we will. I will discuss about it later in detail. But now let's focus on the role play. Ecom, Tyler, anything else you want to say?
No, nothing.
Andronator, you know what prospect you want to play? What's the name you want?
Andrew.
Let's go. Okay.
Oh wait, I missed an. Okay.
Andre.
So, no, that's Russian comrade. That's Rushy Gumri. So okay, let's go. Let's begin. From the get go, I want to see how you do the intro and all that. Let's begin.
180. How are you?
Hey man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I like the posters. What do they mean for you?
Well, Rocky's a fucking G. That's why. He's my
Okay, let's see if we can be fucking G's and help you get some more money, okay?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So basically, the point of this call is to see where you are and where you want to go. And if you could transition to that alone, then it's fine. But if you could work with us, then I'll see how I can genuinely help you. And how I would do that is I'd ask you questions to get a clear picture of your life. And later on, as I'm explaining the stuff, you can also ask me questions. Are you following so far?
Yeah, yeah, I'm following.
Alrighty. Now, for us to just have a efficient conversation, I'll be transparent and very honest with you, and I expect the same out of you, okay? 180.
Awesome, sounds good.
Okay.
Good pause
Let's kick things.
before you go. Very good. Very good. Very conversational. You guys see how it's smooth. You even talk. He laughed with the first thing that Androniki said. This is very well, very well. Great state, great way of starting the call. The only thing I would say, this is a minor thing. You're not going to lose the call because of it, but, and I just did it. When you say but, you're about to say a negative thing. And what you said was, I'm going to see if it makes sense for you to do things alone. But if I see that you need help, it's like a negative thing. Be very careful on how you use the but, because everyone is already associating that to a negative in an unconscious way. It's a small thing, but be aware. That's basically it. Hey, put your fucking phone down. Focus. If you cannot even watch one video with full concentration, how do you expect to be successful in life? Focus. Now, since I have you here, you could work one-on-one with me. I don't have a mentorship, I have a brotherhood. I have people who are working almost 700 hours in a row. I have people who had no knowledge in sales and now are making more than 5 figures in just a few months. I will not teach you stupid linguistics like say the stupid word track. I will not teach you useless tonalities that make you look like a clown. I will not teach you to be a pushover in sales who tries to force stuff. Quite the opposite. I'm going to teach you psychology, the real psychology, so that you can know exactly what to do to make people do whatever the fuck you want. You don't get just group coaching calls. You get one-on-ones with me where you can become a beast, where I can help you with anything you need. I can be your mentor. More than 300 hours of fucking content so that you know exactly what to do in every area. Join the brotherhood. Join the hunters and become the best version of yourself. Get the life you always fucking wanted, or do nothing and let my hunters take everything from you. If you want to join, you can see the link down below. That being said, let's continue with the video. So, open up with the discovery question. Let's start from
Okay, 180. Let me know, man, what is the main reason that you're looking to make more money with e-commerce right now?
Yeah, so I went to, yeah, well, I'm a final year graduate. So in by August, I will graduate in my current degree, which is biomedical science. It's not something I want to do though. Like I already know that. By now, it's just like a few months left, and I've already studied for 3 years. So like I'm just gonna finish it, like just for the sake of it. I just have one exam left. Like it's not taking that much time. So I can still have the time to do this. It's all good. And I looked into ecom, and it looks very good, to be honest. Like you can make a lot of money. So that's why I'm here, like to learn more about it.
Okay. So pretty much you studied for 3 years for something that you want to do. And now that you're about to finish, you realize that basically you want to do e-commerce and not this.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, man. It's not that I necessarily regret the whole going to university because I still think there are some transferable skills I can maybe use in ecom, like persistence, like everything with the studies. But don't get me wrong, it's still not something I want to pursue.
boss. Did you guys see the thing that I just explained today? The anti-labeling. Tyler went super hard into basically calling out the negative. So you study for 3 years and you don't want to do this anymore. You just want money. It's like he went so badly with that that it's obvious that what is Andronator gonna do? He's gonna defend.
Defend with the positive. Yeah.
So now, in the majority of the discoveries, when you start, you do a negative recap. Yeah. The thing is that sometimes the prospect will say something that, what am I negatively recapping it? What am I negatively recapping? You just don't have much really. So you just go with another open-ended question. Yeah. So it would have been way more effective for you to just say, so, all right, 3 years studying this, and in 5 months, you're basically going to have that degree. Why not, I don't know, do that more and then do it this? It's just, that's one option. I'm not saying that that's the only way, but that will give you so much more detail and he wouldn't start defending it. Quite the opposite. He would probably be starting talking shit about it. And that's why he wants to start now and not in 5 months. You see, I'm doing the opposite. I'm making him sell himself on the idea from question one. Well, where what you did is he started selling himself out of the idea from question one. Do you see
Mhm.
how one thing will not ruin the call, but if you keep adding them, the percentages scale, and then it becomes actually a thing that can fuck up the call. This is
Yeah.
making sense?
Yeah. Because for me, what I noticed what he was doing, I was going to go on the positive now, since he's going right there. That's
Good.
how I was going to save the situation because I
Okay,
can
that's
see
good.
where it's going when he was like, I'm not regretting this. That's a really powerful sign that he's defending what I'm saying. And he says it as negative. So what I was going to do right now is, since you don't regret it, I just really want to know, why don't you continue doing this since you're at the end?
Which kind of circles back to the question I would have asked anyways. So do you see you're saving
Yeah.
up time? So just let's say he just said that. Go with a question like that from the get-go. See how it changes and see where
Okay.
it goes.
Okay. So pretty much you've been studying this degree. Right now you're about to finish it. I mean, you're already at the end. Why don't you just continue doing that?
Really, the reason is I spoke to some people that already have a job within like the degree I want, and really they don't have the life I want. They, the money, kind of shit. They work long hours, and the biggest problem is honestly the progression. Like, it would take me, I don't know, 7 years just to reach 38K, which is like
Hmm.
nothing in UK these days.
Why are you saying the progression is the biggest problem?
Nope. 38K a month, right?
No, not 38K a month. That would have been great. 38K a year.
I'm sorry, 38K a year. So what, 3K a month in the UK?
Literally. Yeah.
So if you have to go 7 years for that, how would you like how much would you make if you start now, let's say?
Now, yeah, it's crazy. It's 24K.
So 2K. Basically, you'll be working 7 years to make one extra thousand.
Yeah.
Wow. Why would you choose that?
Why would I choose it?
Yeah.
No, that's why I don't want to choose it. It's shit.
Do you see, guys? He's fucked immediately.
Nah, nah,
He that's it. I just finished the discovery pretty much.
no.
It's just so dumb. And again, you were just look where you went. The progression, and I don't know what the fuck does that gonna go. Just so you're willingly shooting yourself in the foot. Why? And now he even ended up saying, I'm not gonna choose it. So I was like, okay. He just literally got I just tied him down. I'm gonna double down on this, and then I can advance into something else. But look at the difference. Yeah. Also, they first, this that made sense for everyone. There's a
For me,
big difference.
I'm still confused in what I was doing mentally. I was putting myself in his shoes, and he already said with his words that the biggest problem was the progression. But for you, with your advanced eye, what made you see that the issue with this is the money part, and you just went for it.
You never believe what they say. They're like, don't listen, Isabel. They're like women. They say the opposite of what they believe. It- but not because they're mean. It's just that it's just the way they are. Yes, they just flip it.
Mhm.
And the same people and men do this too when they're kind of pressed against something. So it's like, okay. Also, he kind of said it between the lines. Between the lines, reading between the lines is key. Reading between the lines says that he talked, yeah, I mean, I will make more money. He didn't say it with a lot of emphasis. But before, he also said, well, I want to join econ because I can make more money. So he mentioned money twice. So it's obviously that's the problem. Like, I know. He just doesn't want to accept it or doesn't want to say it. So that's one. But I want to not just, again, show you guys that you can keep doing this. Like, just a few questions in the prospect is, okay. Not just that, but also for you to realize the difference into how the call would have gone in each path. When you started, he started defending his position. All I did was that with three questions, he's talking shit about it immediately. He's saying, I'm not going to do it. And also, do you guys feel like I'm just asking questions or I'm just talking with him?
Ask questions. Or like talking to.
No, what the fuck? I'm just talking. I'm barely asking questions. It doesn't even feel like a question. So, big difference. If you ask about the progress, what answer that, Andrew Nate? Say that the question was, what's the progress so important? What would you say?
Why the progression is so important? Yeah, just because I mean, I don't want to wait like 7 years to make good money. Like I want to make good money now.
What did it fall
And
back
then
into?
that's when I was going to go into the money. Now I see the difference in speed. I see the difference in speed
And he
now.
even gave a good answer because that was a good answer that at least pointed you into the direction you should be going. More than likely, the answer that people would say to that is like, well, I mean, I don't want to wait forever into getting the life that I want. You know, I want to scale in the business that I have. It's like, oh, what do you want to scale? And then you just go into a direction that was completely off. Yes, big difference. So take it back to you want to try and do what I did.
Let's see how I can do that one. But yeah, it was very confusing. But
Try.
I don't know. Okay. Let me do it. Let me not try. So, just what was the question again? And okay, what was the answer? What was the answer you gave 180? Under 180?
To a question. Where are we right now?
So
We're back
before
into
Luke at
where you
30.
said that you will be probably making 48K. And you
Okay.
said the progression was going to be 48K in 7 years. Sorry, 38K in 7 years. That you're going to work long hours and that you will not make a lot of money. That's pretty much what you said.
Yeah.
Wrote it down. So talk from
Okay.
there, Tyler.
So okay. So basically when you'll be going, you'll be making 38K, yeah?
Yeah, if I go and study for no, like 5 years more. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so lost with this. Did you just bring it back to how he will start with that? Like before
Never,
the 7 years or
don't break it. Don't break the role play because you're training yourself to do that. Force yourself
okay.
to keep going. If it stops, it's because I stop you.
Okay.
Go again.
Let me just keep going. So you'll be making 38K a month or a year?
No, a year. Yeah.
A year.
Yeah. I fucking wish it was a month, man.
Okay. So basically you also mentioned that you need to study for 7 years for you to make that.
Yeah, sorry, not 7 years, but 5 years, which is still like ridiculous.
Okay. So you have to go for 5 years for you to, damn, the calculator is very slow, for you to make 3K a month.
Yep,
Okay,
that's
what's
right.
your take on that?
Yeah, literally, like it's crazy. It's I just should. Like, what can I say? It's just bad. Like, especially in UK these days, like 3K is nothing.
Shit is a very strong word for you to use. Why do you consider it shit?
Because it's like I know people making 3K that didn't put 3 years into studying like I did and didn't put money into their education like I did. And 3K is really nothing. Like it rent in London is 2K just alone. It's like barely enough for me to survive.
So you've been studying this degree for you to barely survive.
No. So 3K is nothing, but let's be responsible right now. This will be in 7 years and 5 months. Sorry, 5 years and 5 months. So we're talking about 2K. Yeah. So what can you do with 2K in the UK?
Yeah, it's kind of the problem. I mean, there's not a lot I could do right now. I mean, right now I'm not in a extremely bad situation. Like I still live with my parents. I don't have any crazy expenses. But if I want to move out, like that's not really possible.
Well, it's kind of a problem. And if you want to move out, it sounds like a lot of hypothetical. So I don't see you have a problem at all then. You're fine making 2K then, right?
No, I'm not. If I was, I would have gone down the route of getting a job in this industry.
So why did you went the route of studying something that is gonna pay you shit money, money that is nothing, that after 5 years you are still gonna be there?
Yeah, I feel I didn't really know it when I went into it. I felt like we kind of sold the dream, you know?
When did you knew the reality?
I'd say I realized like really 6 months ago when I had an internship and I actually worked in it and I realized kind of how shitty it was.
Take it from there.
Okay. So basically, you've been going for the past 3 years, and then you
No,
just realized that.
focus on what he just said.
Okay. So basically, he said, I don't know, these poses are just fucking me up. But yeah.
What happened in that internship? What did you saw? Adjonator.
Well, it was basically just working in a lab for like 8 hours a day. It's super slow, it's repetitive, and you know what the crazy thing is? It's until you educate yourself for another 5 years, it's basically just admin work. It's not like you even do the proper lab cool things. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Do you see the difference in the questions? Like how much we're just extracting with each question? What would you ask now?
So what is wrong with just doing that instead of the real lab work?
Not bad. Okay. I wouldn't ask that, but okay. Let's see. There's a big question that you have to ask and you have to link before the topic goes to shit. So I want to give you a shot to see if you can end up linking it well, which is you find out 6 months ago that this is not going to be the life you wanted. What have you done already to fix it? And when he says nothing, you make this guy feel ashamed and guilty. And if he says something, you ask why. what happened and why he's here. Whatever. You're gonna cook him with that. But first get the context on why he hates it so much. And now that he gives you everything about it, you say, okay, so what have you done to fix it?
Yeah. That's
So
where I was
What?
going to go after that question because I really wanted him to clearly state the problem to me. And then I was going to say, since you've seen that this is the problem, what have you tried to fix it?
Go. Try.
Okay, so what is wrong with just doing the lab work, the other work instead of the lab work?
I guess the best way I can explain it is this. I know, did you know, like you know how it is to be a lawyer? Like you have an idea of how that is? Like that their whole route?
I've never been a lawyer.
Okay, anyways, my point is this. It's the same thing with becoming a lawyer. I realized that for you to become a proper lawyer, you first become a solicitor, and that's the stage where I am right now. You're basically like I don't want to say a slave, but you you just do the boring admin tasks and instead of being in court and doing the cool stuff, you know? And it's the same thing where I'm right now. I'm just doing the basic admin stuff, and then I see the real person with the actual qualifications doing the lab work and boom, boom, boom. And I don't get to do that, you know?
Okay, so I'm getting a good idea. So far, I see like a guy who's really trying to make things work, but at the same time, you've been studying for all these years for a degree that you don't find useful because you'll barely make money. You don't enjoy working there. So, since we both realize your situation, what have you tried to change this?
Yeah, no, no, no. It's just like you're looking inward again. It's because I gave you that question that you're just desperate to throw it. Let's contextualize it first. So there's two
Yeah.
things you have to ask now, or just you can combine it into one, which is saying, so I'm not very clear into what is the problem with you right now. Is it the money that you wouldn't be able to make, or the fact that if you do this, you're gonna have a job that you don't even like, and if you want to do the stuff that you want, you have to wait like 5 more years, and just let him tell you what's the problem is. Just ask him that.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I'm still not getting what is the problem? Is the fact that you're working this job or you're not making the money you like? I'm not understanding.
He's not working the job. He's studying to
Ah, fuck. Yeah.
preciseness.
Yeah. So, yeah, again, like you said, I did so, this internship like 6 months ago, and that's when I realized it. I did it for a month. Now I'm not doing it anymore, but what's the biggest problem? Honestly, I can't really tell you. Like, the money is shit. It's really boring. It's really repetitive. I can't see myself doing it. So it is both.
Okay. And when you're speaking about this situation, I can tell like there's a bit of heaviness in you. What's going on?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, of course, I had some expectations when I went into this. When I started studying this, I thought it would be something I pursued. And then like just life hits you in the head and you realize, oh shit, like this is not at all how I expected it. But just trying to stay positive. Like I'm looking into now another industry right now, textiles, so hopefully that can work out better.
Okay. You said tech sales, by the way. I don't know if you meant that.
Oh fuck. Sorry. I meant ecom.
Okay. So since you're looking at this and it's weighing this heavy, I understand that you're trying to keep positive, but what have you tried to change this?
So not bad, not bad, not bad. But he just gave you the perfect opening. So I would just ask, if on my words, I would say like this. So on June 80, basically this job seems fucked in every way we look at it. So when you joined the call, you said to me that you were kind of really thinking about finishing this degree. So why? I mean, you won't even be able to do the stuff you even like and still make few money if you dedicate another extra 5 years. So is your plan to spend 5 months getting a degree that barely serves you and then another 5 years to still be kind of in the same situation? Or you're in a position of, nah, I need to change.
No, I need to change. It's definitely not an option for me to study another 5 years. Like that's definitely out of the window. The only reason I'm pursuing it for the last few months is like it doesn't require me that much more effort. It's literally just one more exam, and it's just good to have on the CV, to be honest, like that you had a degree, but I'm not gonna really use it. But
So let's say you fully
So
go ecom.
Mhm.
Would that be any type of bother to you to fully dedicate to ecom?
Nope.
Now you can ask your question. You just
okay,
eliminated the objection. You see that was going to be a big objection. Yeah, but I mean, I could wait 5 more months, get this, and then I can start.
okay. So now that you realize that you want to change, what have you tried to change this?
No, contextualize, make it more powerful.
Okay. So now that you notice that you've been studying for all these years and this degree is basically not worth to do everything that you want, what have you tried to change?
No. So you're studying something that you know is not going to lead you anywhere, that you don't want to do. And 6 months ago, you realized this. In this half a year that passed, what are the things that you already done to fix this then?
So in the first couple months, I just really sat down, did research on what to do next, because I really wanted to be an intentional choice. There's so many things you can make money on online. So that took probably 2 months. So then I started to do some start to start my own business with e-com and watch YouTube videos. I kind of started my own store, but yeah, it's haven't gone like too well. I'm not really sure what I'm doing.
Okay. So how did everything go?
Nope. What is an intentional decision to you? At the end of the call, you have to say, so is this an intentional decision up for you to join? He said that he wants to make decisions based on intentional decisions, use his own language. Then you just, whatever he says after that question is what you're going to give him. You need to be playing chess. Everything they give you, you need to always be thinking, how can I use this against this man? Sounds diabolical, but it is literally how it's played. So ask him that.
Okay. So you mentioned that you make decisions. So what is a intentional decision for you?
And an intentional decision is looking at the industry, looking at the opportunities, doing research, seeing if people actually make money in the field, see if it would be doable for me as well. Roughly what it would require from me in terms of investment and like startup capital, comparing it to other things. And after doing all that, I decided that ecom seems to be the best option.
Why ecom?
Versus my question. So what are the FBI investigating someone? Like you have to, especially when they give you an answer like this. Because imagine now you want to give an answer based on this. This you have someone who is a paranoid, a overthinker, an excessive guy who analyzes everything. He just gave you that. So you need to start ridiculizing and minimizing that idea. A great way of doing it is always humor. So what are you, the FBI investigating a crime? Something like that, you know? Otherwise, if you just let that go, now what do you think is gonna happen later down in the call?
You need
He's
to
gonna be
think
asking
about
you for
this.
all this stuff, and he's not gonna make a decision. You guys, I don't know why you're not seeing it. The prospects literally give you all their objections. They literally say them to you. I'm gonna do this to you in 5 minutes. So just fix it. They're literally telling you. So I wouldn't move forward until I fix this. How would you do it?
Okay. So what you're telling me is that before you make a decision, you do so much research about everything. Is this how you've been doing things?
You're about to use the trick I just showed you. No, I just read all of you. I know exactly what you're gonna do. You're just waiting for him to tell you, yeah, for all this, and oh, how's that going for you? You're just literally you're waiting to do that. And it's because I just gave you a tactic and you're like, okay, I gotta use this. No, doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way.
Literally, he was going to get so fucked if he stepped into that.
Yeah, no, but
Oh my
it's not the
God.
moment. It's not the moment for doing that because he's not
Yeah, I
in a
know.
situation where you challenge him.
Mm,
Understand first, then challenge, especially this
okay.
early on.
Okay. So basically, you're telling me that you research all of this and you do it in this way before you make a decision. Why?
Because I want to make sure it's a good decision. What answer he's gonna give you to that?
Okay.
Try to do it in my way and see how you playfully disarm it a bit. So you're
Okay.
basically the same as the FBI is investigating a crime. Is there's
No, but
go.
I mean, the honest truth is that I just don't want it to be the same thing as what happened with the university degree. Like, I don't want this to be another thing I go into that I spend money on and I spend time on just for me to realize that, oh shit, like I shouldn't have done this.
Do you guys see? Thank you, Anjonator, for pointing it out perfectly. He just gave us the maximum objection. This is why you stop. How many times I said this? You go slow so you can go fast. I go very slow with this. I destroyed every objection. It's like, boom, okay, move forward. Good. Okay, what would you say to that? Why are you lost?
I'm looking inward a lot. Right now, I'm back in that mindset where I'm like, how can I fucking reframe this person?
No, just don't reframe.
Again, my mind is being evil and telling me, hey, why not also? Why are you putting yourself through this? Why not just not do it and continue doing your research or staying in uni instead of you having to overcome all of this?
What am I always saying that you're supposed to be doing in calls? Biggest thing. Anyone?
I understand.
Yeah, there we go. So if you understand him for saying this, what would you say? You
What I
cannot.
would say is that,
Mhm.
no, I'm still lost. I was going to go, it will still be uncomfortable and it will still feel this way. He cannot tell the future.
That will be for later. That will be for later. But first, you have to just, I mean, it does make sense. You spend 3 years and like 4 months on a university that is going to lead you nowhere. You don't want to be there. And you just want to make sure that it's not going to happen again. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you in the process right now already verifying tech sales, verifying e-commerce? Like, what are you with? You just see Android and you think tech sales. What are you in the process of econ right now. And you see how I'm just understanding him and I'm talking with him. I'm doing nothing. I'm not looking to hurt him or to destroy him. I'm just like, and now say that answer and see what you do, Tyler.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, there's always that part of you that is like uncertain because there's SMMA and there's this copywriting thing and so on.
Mhm.
But based on all the research I've done,
Yeah.
ecom generally seems to be the best thing, to be honest.
Okay. After you told me that you're very uncertain of everything, what makes you so sure of ecom?
Mm, not bad. Not bad. You want to give it another shot?
Nah, help me.
No. Give it another shot.
Okay.
Do it.
So after doing all this research that you've done, and now you arrive here with ecom being the best thing for you, why don't you just continue considering the other options instead of ecom?
No, that's worse. So you're telling me about uncertainty. Do you believe there will be a point where you just won't be uncertain anymore and you will just know with 100% accuracy that this is the only path you should take? Or do you believe that there's always going to be some, as you call it, this fear? Like, what's your thought on that?
Yeah, no, to be honest, that's why I'm telling you that I do want to do ecom because I know that I will never really reach the point where I have full certainty.
Do you think you'll ever hit that point of full certainty with something?
Not until after I've already done it and succeeded, no.
So, where are you on terms with ecom? And forget about us, working with Isabel Past company about e-commerce. Like, forget about that. I'm just saying, you in ecom, where do you see yourself right now? Do you see yourself as you really want to do this, or you just really want to take more months to think about this stuff? And this call is just to, I want to have, call, maybe do something. Like, where are you genuinely?
No, I want to do it. I mean, that's why I'm here. Obviously, I want to hear more from you guys, what you guys do, but I
Hmm.
want to do ecom.
You see? So basically, what I am doing there is, it's so obvious you don't believe in ecom. It's crazy. Your face just like, I don't know why you're so reluctant to ecom, but I don't know how aware you are, but it's like, but topic for a different day. My point is, what I am doing right now is I'm first letting him know that he's gonna be uncertain anyways, but he's still like, this is something that I need to address that because why? Again, Angelinator does not stop giving us objections. Are you guys need to catch it. He's just giving objection after objection after objection. This is literally a masterclass on objection handling. Literally, we're just handling objections after objections. Now he's basically going with, yeah, I don't know about how certain this is to work. And I just showed him that, yeah, it's going to be uncertain. Do you still want to do it? It's like, yeah. So again, we're just making this pre-handling of everything that is he's throwing out there. And this is why the questions with understanding are so powerful. Because he just keeps giving me the reasons on why he wouldn't do it. And I just keep showing him, like, okay, so what are you going to do? And he fixes it himself. This is selling on a flawless, perfect canvas drawn. Is it making sense? And not just for you two, but for everyone. I can see you all. Yeah? Okay. Mm, Isabel says, just realize one of the problems with understanding for us might be because we do a lot of unselling. Why don't you just stay here? Yes, you guys overuse the techniques I gave you, like Tyler was just about to do. He's like, technique I gotta use. It's like, no. And I don't understand why not. So perhaps we try to stay in a place where we don't understand to ask these questions and force them to admit their issues. Yeah, it's always just look at me. I use all these techniques, but I'm always doing it in the context of I just want to understand where you're at right now. And I'm just talking normally, really getting a grasp of what's going on. And that unravels everything. It's like just veils everything. So yeah. If we're good with that, where would you take it from here? You're lost?
So since is no, I'm not that lost now that he's giving me this. I would be saying after all the 6 months of researching, you being skeptical, and now you realizing that you want to do this, what would be different with this or now?
What you said now?
What would be different now?
Great. Great. Good shit. Exactly what I was gonna ask.
Mm, because I realized that with ecom, it's not something you succeed with overnight. So I want to have something secured, like I want to have a consistent income by when I graduate. That would feel really good. So I realized that if I want to do that, I probably need to get going right now, starting.
Why now?
Yeah, because it will probably take me a few months to get it going, and I graduate in a few months.
Okay. It's my bad for repeating that question. Seems like it pissed you off, but I really wanted to understand what's going on, okay?
No worries.
Okay. Now, just for me to get a clear understanding, for you, what is an income that you're looking to get for this?
You're forcing a COI right now?
That's what I'm doing.
No. No. Okay, I see through you. It's like,
Bro, it's insane.
I see through you. So right now, before you jump into stuff like that, and besides, yeah, we already did a COI in a way with the 38K. In a way, technically, we just didn't compare it with how much you would make with ecom. So you can just compare very quickly. You could do one. I'm not saying no. You can just say, okay, how much you expect to make with ecom? Okay, with this, you're going to be making 2K a month. With this, you can make 10. You'll be missing on 8K a month every single month. That's an easy way of doing it, super fast. But before you jump into that, what do you guys think this is missing? Like so far?
Labeling,
Oh,
it's missing.
no, I mean, we haven't got to
Urgency.
that. Urgency, I would say you got it. I mean, he's pretty aware. You could double it down, like saying, hey, so you only got this amount, but it doesn't feel like a real urgency though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not feeling like that, and that's
Present
my
pain?
concern.
What you said, Jaden?
Present pain because it's something in the future, but now, how is his life now?
Hey, and not just present pain, but pain overall. How much would you scale the amount of pain this prospect has with everything?
5.
It wasn't that much. I would say he really understands that his future is fucked, but I don't know right now. What do you feel? You know, it's like, are you in pain about the situation? Are you fine? You live with your parents? It's kind of like why I was going with that angle at the beginning. Is I just said, yeah, you can, so this is fine. You can just stay with your parents. He was like, no. And I would have kept on going in there so that I could have got the real pain. This is not getting a lot of pain so far. I would say because this call was about just handling objections after objections, it could have, it kind of like, it derailed a bit because he just keeps throwing objections. So that makes it more difficult. But at the same time, pain is not overall there. So how could you get something out of it?
That's a good question.
You can solicitate help from a hunter's member. You can just tell me and I'll drag him here and you both can help each other.
I was going to say, okay, I'm understanding that this thing that you want to change is very distant from now. It's like 6 months from now. But how is it impacting you now? If it's so far away.
Better. Do you see how competitiveness makes you better? You forgot about the pressure that you feel about the calling about me because I just told you that I'm going to bring someone and you feel like I'm not good enough. Play more on that. Play more on it. Okay?
Yeah.
You want to be better? Fight and be better. But right now your brain is split because you're thinking about what is the good thing to say, about understanding the prospect, about finding pain, about Luke is going to interrupt me again. And it's so many parts of your brain are just fractured right now. That's no way to about going. It's about me making this video thinking, I need to understand Jonator. I need to understand you. I need to understand you guys that are watching this. I need to also understand the YouTuber who's watching this. Like, what the fuck? Like, I cannot do all that. Laser focus.
Yeah.
Say it to him in the most authentic way you can. What do you
Okay.
feel is happening? Tell it to 180.
So basically, what you want to change is 6 months away or 8 months away. I'm not getting how is it impacting you now for you to change something that's so far off.
When I say impacting, how do you mean?
How is it affecting you now if it's so far away?
It's, yeah, I mean, I just don't want it to be the case that I graduate and I don't have a job. Like I don't have anything to do. So yeah, just making me feel motivated to get to work now.
Okay. I'm really understanding that you're motivated to get to work now, but what is the thing that pushed you to even hop on this call now? Because realistically, you could push it off to like 2 months before.
How can you bring things to the present?
That would be whack if I would ask, do you have a job now?
No, I wasn't going to ask that, but I was going to say, okay, so what are the things you're doing right now? Bring it to the present, because if you try to push the prospect into the present, they probably
Mhm.
won't understand it. But you can just take anything they give you and just bring it to the present. So, for example, Anjonator said, I want to have things to do, something like that, right? So I just, okay, so what are the things that you're doing right now? Well, he says nothing. He's like, oh, you're already living this reality then. We're anchoring it into the now, and that is way more painful. And then we anchor it. So I say, basically, I want you to imagine that it's an anchor that is in the sky. This is the future. Okay. We can anchor it into the present, the flat ground. It's like, what are you doing right now? Nothing. Okay. And then we can push the anchor way back into the earth. And you say, what have you been doing in the past 6 months? Nothing either. We just can keep doing this. And the pain is just going to get better, bigger, and more tangible. Because this is wishy-washy, this is pain, and this is guilt, shame.
Okay. So, what are the things that you're doing right now?
I'm going to school a few days a week, which is, I mean, yeah, I won't really use the degree anyway, so it's not like I'm dying to do it. And the other thing is I'm working this job as well. It's just like this warehouse job. It's like, yeah, it's definitely not something I'm gonna do long term. It's literally just to make money right now. And during my free time, I'm like looking into ecom, watch these YouTube videos, which is nice. But I just feel like like the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. Hence why I kind of feel like I need some help.
Okay. How is that warehouse job going?
No, not a bad question, but so when you
Small
mention about
tangent.
school, it looks like you want to chop your balls off. When you talk about the job, it looks like you want to cut your veins off. When you talk about ecom, you started smiling. How long have you been feeling this way? That the only thing that you like is the thing that you're giving the less priority. You see the difference?
Mm. It was something that told me because he was saying, I don't know, I don't know. And then with decom, and my there was it was here in my lips, but I decided to go the job way because I gained more thinking shit. But yeah.
And this is why it's so important for you to read people, see them. He's smiling when he talks about ecom. With the other stuff, it's like, yeah, I mean this. It's like, okay, so and then you just shout out to the manifestation pitchy mentor. How much longer are you gonna stay in this situation? It's like, and then you pretty much cook him. Yeah. But it he's right now in a moment where you're at the door. It's just like you're knocking, hey, can I see the pain? It's like, don't just kick the fucking door open and just grab that pain by the neck because he's there. But you're being gay. Stop being gay. So yes.
Damn, I need to grab Androneda by the neck.
Yes.
Okay, so I see, man. When we're speaking about this, it seems like you want to chop your balls off. When you talk about the job, it's like something that's really affecting you. But when you talk about e-commerce, I see a different person. What's going on?
No, no, say it as it is. When you talk about ecom, you're literally smiling. So for how long have you been enjoying the little things that you're doing on ecom, but yet spending the most time on a job that you don't like? That sorry, on a school that you won't like the job that is going to give you, and on a job that you hate as well, that you're only doing it because you need money. Why are you living your life backwards? For how long
Yeah,
have you been doing this? And I'm just gonna, anyways, go.
that's the interesting point actually. And you're right. I I don't know why. I haven't thought about it in that way. At the same time, if you were me, I mean, I'm sure this program comes with an investment as well. I need to have a job to have an income.
But you're already not enjoying the job that you have.
Yeah, you're
No,
accurate with
just
that,
link
but
it.
again,
Link it. Okay. So is that why you're here? Just link it.
Okay,
that is
nigga,
why I'm here.
is that why you're here?
Yes.
Okay. So since you're here, how much longer do you want to stay in a situation where you just don't enjoy the jobs?
No, no, no. When
Short as possible.
if you want to use the how much longer question, do it in a way that you pinpoint the actions that he's doing that is causing the effect so that you get ownership. So instead of how much longer you want to stay in this job you don't like, how much longer do you want to keep prioritizing and spending time on a job that is not going to be the future that you want? So it's like, how much longer are you going to keep doing these actions that are delivering this result? That makes sense?
Yeah. So, how much longer do you want to stay doing these jobs that make you want to feel like you want to chop your balls off?
As short as possible, man. I mean, as soon as I can get some consistent income with ecom, I'm fucking handing in my resignation.
What is as soon as possible for you?
As soon as you guys can get me results. I don't know, you tell me, I don't know how long it takes.
Uh, okay, I'm thinking about Luca too much.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But still, with all the pauses, with all this stuff, do you see how the direction of the call is always like this? Very
yeah.
straightforward. He keeps selling himself. We're eliminating all the obstacles. The only thing I'm not really happy about the call is that the amount of pain that we got, but it seems like a very logical decision anyways. So what I would say, roleplay quickly with me. So walk me through the plan. Starting with income, making money, leaving the job, and live the life you want. Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And do you plan on waiting until you get this degree on biomedical medicine, or you actually want to just look out as soon as I see something that can actually help me? I want to change my life. And again, doesn't even have to be with us, but I just want to understand where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense for me to wait because then I'll not have it secured by when I graduate. So,
Okay. So you see, it's like I'm just dying him very easily. Now I will go with double labeling just since we're here, make
Mm.
him double labeling, then lethal sequence. He's repped.
Hmm. Yeah, he's lubed up now. But I think the issue is, I don't know. One thing I've noticed about, watching Andrena's calls, watching your call that you had with other prospects, I'm noticing that a call doesn't go the way the structure is, in a sense. It doesn't go the way the checklist selling is. Obviously, the problem will always be the problem because that's literally your rock basis. But other things just unfold in a different pattern. Sometimes you start with the COI before what have you tried. Sometimes you start with what have you tried before the COI. And it's just keeping that system out of your mind and just adapting as the call goes. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's I want you to imagine that. Let me draw something. No, this is documents. What am I even doing? Where's the whiteboard? I don't need a whiteboard. I need this. Are you guys seeing this or no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these are the notes that I was taking. As you can see, very simple notes. I literally wrote down, 3 years that he wants to do this, finish it by August, has 5 months. He needs 6 months to finish it. He problems are money, long hours, and that in 5 years he will be making 38K. I want to know what his intentional decision, and that it's a shit job. 3K is nothing, and he's making 2K. Those are the notes I took. Nothing special. Yeah. So that's one. Now, what's up, Kevin? Oh, you weren't on this?
Oh no, I was just thinking about something now.
Yeah. So don't be so angry about it. Don't be so disappointed about it. It's fine. Everything has a solution, my friend. Okay. So let's. You see, you're so frustrated. Like, just look at the review of this, and you're gonna see what I mean. He did it. He did it 2 times. So I want you to think that this is gonna be an awful drawing, but yeah, I mean, whatever. So this is a call. This monster is a call, and every part of the checklist selling is basically this, mm, this, this, and this. So clearly, I did not. My drawing skills are not the best, but as you can see, the checklist selling, it's about putting this stuff in here. Yes, where the shape fits pretty much. But I'm not saying that it always has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It depends. Maybe when you grab this this thing, you grab it by the opposite side, and now you have to, oh, let me put this first, actually. It will always be different because you're not dealing with a robot, you're dealing with a human. Especially if we get them emotional, prospects will be starting to talk about different stuff, change the topics. I was not expecting, for example, Anjonator to bring 4 objections in a row. Literally, you do not plan for that. Yeah, but it just happens. That also changed the order of stuff. But the whole point with the checklist selling is that, in my experience, 9 out of 10 calls go with order. 9 out of 10 go with order. But I know how to maintain the authority, and I know how to link the stuff. The lesser that number is because you're struggling with maintaining authority and with linking everything in a way that you can go with the path. I would say keep on working until you can make it, but that doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to do so. That is not what I mean. But sometimes you're going to have to change orders, and it's fine. Like it's perfectly fine. You can still get all the information. The only thing that this call didn't really had a lot, which I didn't like, was pain. Other than that, we got what we needed. And I'm pretty sure that if everything makes sense, I can close this person. Yeah. So also, it's a very logical decision for him as well. Right now, based on what I saw, the only thing that will be concerning for me is the money. Other than that, he's pretty much made up for this. So I just want you guys to understand that when it comes to, let me unpin you guys so that I can see all of you. I want to see your beautiful faces. So when it comes to this role play, I would like to hear takeaways, notes, and better if everyone says something. If you guys learned something, if you guys just like didn't give a shit about it, it's fine. But the more active you are, the more you're going to learn, lads. It's just, it's always like this. It's not supposed to be easy, but just look at how I do it. I don't complicate myself. It's just a smooth thing. It's just like, you have to achieve the same level because it's really not that complicated. But you guys are focusing on techniques, or on what to say, or on what is the most optimized stuff. And I'm just, all the time, I am beating all of you because I'm just understanding the prospect. That's all I care about. I don't care about, oh, what is the best question? What is the best? I'm just understanding him. And then use my techniques, my tools, the checklist selling, to aim it in a better solution, in a better direction. But I don't go further than that. So how would the call ended with this discovery? Double labeling, lethal sequence. If you are not in the mentorship, you might not understand this skill issue, but 2 things that I would do to really lock him up. And then I would just go with objection handling. Probably I would just go with the frame of time versus money. You have time because you live with your parents. So why would you spend money and not just figure out things on your own? I'll probably handle that. Probably ask why us. He didn't give us a real reason into the why us. And then good to go into the transition. So hopefully that is clear. Let's open up questions and takeaways, and let us see what we got. Jaden Cartal, my twin.
My biggest takeaway is we've been brainwashed. Let me explain. The sales industry teaches you scripts and all of these things like tactics, and we subconsciously are trained to use tactics and these scripts. And I realize, especially in this role play, Tyler, like I'm the biggest culprit of that, using tactics, etc. But the problem is that you're very zoomed in. You're not curious. You're not zoomed out. You don't contextualize the whole, the context. You don't read the room. So your questions are going to be very bad if you use tactics. And I realized that if I just learn the principles, just like a basic structure, psychology, the principles, your questions are way, way better if you just use curiosity and helping the prospect with your front minds. I mean, I know it's pretty basic, but you have to realize that we've been brainwashed. Like we always think subconsciously we need a structure, a script. I mean, we need a structure, but we don't need a script or something like that. So that's my biggest takeaway. And also in this role play as well, like we didn't get much present pain, but this prospect is more logical. So we don't necessarily need to completely destroy him with present pain. Obviously, we need that, but in this context specifically, you don't need to 100% like the craziest 10 out of 10 present pain. So there's another takeaway. So I have two questions as well.
Wait. Before you go, let me do my yapathon now. Number one, I can see that you're getting the stuff. Very good. I see how in the chat you're putting basically the same things that I'm asking, improving very quickly. Very good. Second, the brainwashed and stuff is not just that, is that this will keep changing, guys. And the methods that you see are not going to be very helpful. So right now there's two schools, let's call them, of how to do this. This is very important. I wanted to make this lesson for you. I'll just explain it now. One is obviously scripted, right? Like fully scripted. And the other one is the fully unscripted. Let's talk about the deepest pain in your life, and I'm going to make you cry in the call. And the more sales advance, the more people know it and they understand what sales calls are. And this is going to keep on happening more and more. The less people are going to want to do this. So when you're scripted and you ask, so where do you see yourself 6 months from now? Prospects just like, okay, this guy is an idiot. Or when you start talking about, so you had an argument with your mother. Tell me about that. It's like, okay, this guy is an idiot now too. It's like people are knowing about both. So when you play on both and you go to the extremes of both, you're not going to close people. People are going to be like, nah. Also, it gets extremely personal very quickly. So there's an art about making this. And my point is how this is going to be in the future and how this is already shaping into. It's a mix. The people who are going to be able to close very well are going to be people who can have an insanely conversational skill, just like I'm constantly pushing you guys to do, can get to the core of the matter extremely quickly by asking very good questions, like I'm showing you guys how to do. And that can also be a strong authority. This is why I included the roast section that shows them, okay, so you're making this obvious mistake. Fixing it requires X, Y, and Z. You do realize that. Not giving them a coaching call, but showing yourself as the authority who can help them solve it. Just staying neutral and saying, okay, so how are you going to fix it? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? The whole call is wrong. You do this at the beginning. You make them sell themselves. You make them be more committed, more engaged. And once you have them eating on your hand, you say, okay, so now that I can see that you really, really want to do this, the way this works is pretty simple. You're supposed to do this to fix it. That makes sense? Yes. Do you want to explore more about that working with us? Yes. Boom. That's the way you do it. Yes. Which is a combination of kind of everything if you think about it, but it's the effective way of doing it. Solely relying on the script in a dumb way takes you nowhere. Solely relying on a script list and trying to get as personal as you can with the most pain as you can, people are going to tell you to fuck off. So also not effective. It's the combination of both and adding some more stuff, like conversational. And as I'm training you all to be beasts with this, about reading the person in front of you so that you can catch this extra stuff like the with Andronator that really takes the call into a better place. Yeah? So that's my yapathon on this. Jaden Kartal, please continue.
Beautiful lesson. That's a really good realization because I tried to, with the scriptless stuff, I tried to dig really much into pain. Not gonna go on a tangent now. So my question is, the first one, he said that he realized that he's doing the admin work instead of the lab, and he needs to progress into it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I misunderstood everything, but why not eliminate the objection of why not just wait and progress until you're in the lab or something like that? Until you're there.
But I'm pretty sure we did. I mean, it's basically he has to stay 5 more years. And he said, no, I don't want to wait 5 more years. He literally said that.
Okay, so that's the lab after 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I thought it's just the money increase. Okay. And the other thing where Tyler went with the how's the warehouse going. You said that just do the summary and then why are you trying to get a degree or something like that. You didn't go deep into that. My thought is okay. First of all, he showed a lot of pain anyway, so you don't need to do it anyway. Is that the reason? Because he already like his facial expressions and the way he said it was like, nah, I don't want to do this. I hate this. That's the reason why I didn't dig deep into it.
It just didn't seem that relevant. I could have made a mistake, by the way. Turns out maybe he hates and he bleeds out in this job. It could have been a mistake. But based on what I saw, I just saw a bigger anchoring, surprisingly, into the positive thing, which is, dude, you're smiling when you told me you wanted to econ. And the other two are like, why are you living a life where you don't pursue it? Which itself is the pain. So I just rather have that general pain into that than just go solely into the job. That does not mean that you have to choose between one or another. You could 100%, let's say you were thinking about that and you were the closer, you could just said, you know what, about this job that you do in the warehouse, well, why don't you like it? I can see it. Why? And now he will give you more pain. And so I don't think it will be a bad thing at all. Maybe you can get more pain with that. So yeah, you could do it. My point is that I just didn't pursue it because I prioritize something else. But I don't see it as a bad thing either. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah, 100%. Appreciate it, G.
Yuha? Andronaty?
Yeah. So a few things. The first takeaway was if you go too much onto negative, like you're too much bloodlust, the process will just start to defend themselves. I didn't even do it intentionally. I was just playing the prospect, but
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of perfectly portrays it. And you also, as much as you're conversational, you're still like you're very sharp. You still attack mm, the prospect's potential objections immediately. Like at one point you say, yeah, okay, but why don't you continue down what you're currently doing? Something like that. You don't seem too bothered about it. Boom, immediately. And yeah, that was honestly it. So yeah.
Yeah. Good shit. Being very conversational is a separate skill than being very sharp. So you can have both. Yeah. I think you're really becoming good at the conversational part, but it's like a surgeon cut that you have to do, with every place that you see. And it's just all about being very present. Just presence, make the cuts where they need to be made. Yeah.
Yeah.
But good.
And I can
Good
confirm
takeaway.
that it is very important because there's one other closer on my offer that I know I am better than him, but he does have one thing over me right now, which is just like you. As soon as he senses the smallest sign of that the prospect is fine with their situation, they rationalize, he's like a fucking shark and immediately attacks it. He can become too arrogant sometimes, but still, he does that very well. So that's something I'm gonna work on as well.
Mm-hmm. Very important. I wouldn't move. I wouldn't move forward. I think Tyler, it was at the beginning of the call that you gave an example about this. Was you, Anjonator? I don't know, but I wouldn't move forward until I tackle what's in front. It's like, why would you? You're just gonna waste time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then fourthly, just finally,
Mm-hmm.
this is not related to the sales part at all. But you mentioned Tyler when you put some like competitiveness on him, that he immediately like became sharper and he came up with answer. It's something I'm gonna utilize more as well because I'm noticing like because I've done sports my entire life, I'm very competitive edge, like I have that. So just competing more with the boys, that's very good motivation.
And I just want you to see how much he changed. Maybe he didn't pay a lot of attention into the role play, but if you watch a replay, just look at how Tyler's face, he got enraged. It's like, no, I don't need you to bring anyone else. It's just, but the, just as he can have that feeling, he can also have the feeling of, I need to stop the role play. What would you do here? It's like not pushing hard enough, you know? So it's find what works for you and use that more. Basically, that's the lesson. But good takeaway. Good eye. Tyler.
That was going to be my question because my audio literally cut off. You mentioned competitiveness, then it went out. So what did you say on that part?
What did I want? Sorry.
What did you say about competitiveness? Like I had to change my whole sound system, so it cut off, and I just heard you see that when you're competitive, then it just went silent.
Well, that's it. Oh, okay. When you are just doing the role play, just talking normally, you feel so vulnerable. It's just vulnerability. What I was seeing, I don't know what to say. Can you help me? Let me think about this. It's just it's a lot of insecurity about what to say. Immediately, I introduced someone else. I didn't even introduce someone else. That was the funniest part. Like I didn't even got to bring anyone, and immediately this different part of you took over. And it's like, no, I'm just gonna keep saying it, and you didn't even entertain the idea about thinking someone to bringing someone because you don't want to accept that. So it's very important to understand oneself and to realize why that is, and use it to your favor. If you're that competitive, if you really want to be good and you don't want to be depending on other people, then you got to be better. And you cannot be that showing that weakness pretty much with the I don't know. I don't know either. I just do the best I can. And then I look at the end of the road. I just run. And then I look back. It's like, oh, I actually ran the whole thing. You're just like taking one step and you look at your shoe. If the ties are well laced, that's pretty much what you're doing. It's like I'm just running. I might as well end up the race with one foot with my Nikes and the other one is barefoot, but I didn't realize until I was at the end. That's the difference.
The reason why I made the switch is because the last time I used that, people were like, "You're so harsh. You're so into pain. You're so doing what." So how again? Like it's like every time I switch, something happens. So how can I solve that? When I'm calm, chill, people are like, "Yeah, you're soft on this role play." When I'm using my competitiveness, they're like, "Damn, you're so, you know, you're hard on the prospect." So I guess how do I balance that out?
Why would you need to balance some things that are different? They are different stuff, which takes me to the point I was forgetting. You were very aggressive at moments. I don't know if you guys caught that. He was very aggressive, like angry. It's like, why? What did Anjaneti did to deserve that anger out of you? There's no need. I wasn't pissed off. I wasn't angry. I wasn't emotional about it. I was just talking with the guy. So don't don't be angry. You don't have to balance it out. It's if you want to go the competitive route, it's like, okay, that doesn't mean that you have to attack the prospect. That only means that you have to lock in more, push yourself more. But anger is a beautiful emotion and I use it a lot, but you have to know when to use it. Being angry serves me a lot in the gym. Being angry serves me a lot when I don't want to wake up in the morning because I'm feeling lazy. Being angry does not help me if I am talking with a prospect. If one of the Latina girlfriends goes nuts, I don't want to be angry. That doesn't help me at all. Yeah.
Yeah. And final question, you talked about reading in between the lines. Because this thing I had a feeling, but I didn't want to assume. I knew that everyone's problem is either money or something. Good, but they always shield it. Same as the people like, I'm doing this personal branding stuff because I want to spread the message of Jesus. And then at the end, you just figure out it was all about the money. She was just stressed. I
Mhm.
had a prospect like this. She was just stressed that a business was losing money. So she just covered it up by, the message of Jesus needs to get out there faster. And it wasn't the message, it was the fact that she lost 7K trying to build a personal brand and she got fucked. So
Mhm.
how do you read between the lines? Like in this role play, what are the things that you picked up that actually the issue is the money?
The thing is that the issue wasn't just solely the money, it's the fact that he saw he doesn't have anything to do with his life and the money. It's like it's both. But reading between the lines is to see what's behind what people are telling you. So me cutting the you're smiling when you talk about econ, but you talk about the other stuff and you don't like it. That's one example. Me focusing on the money and not on the progression as you went. It's me seeing what's really there because you mentioned it before already. Reading between the lines is connecting all the dots and just seeing what doesn't make sense. You know? Me reading between the lines is what got us out of all the objections pretty much. Because he started the call pretty much saying that he had 6 more months to finish his degree. And then in the middle of the call, he said that, yeah, no, this is pointless. I don't want to do it. Which it was going to be an objection. So I just read between the lines and you see what's behind the curtain. And this is an advanced game that you all have to play. But for everything, not for sales. What is that they are really saying? And what is the thing that they're not saying, but they're feeling? You know? Like you have to do it. Why is Kevin so frustrated? You have to read between the lines. There has to be a reason. Make sense or not?
Yeah, makes sense. So basically, people like to portray stuff as not what it is. So it is your job to notice that what they're feeling versus what they're saying is two different things, and you just read between that, and then that will give you the truth.
Yes.
W, thank you.
All right. Good stuff. Is he? Nope. Skill issue. We cannot hear you. Check your audio input.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my thoughts are that with being present, with understanding things, something that maybe all of us do is while someone's going on a spiel, they're talking about something, we get a question in our heads about something they just said, and then they keep talking. And they either answer or they say something else, or they go on for a while, they bring up new things. And we lose the question we had in our head, or we keep it and don't listen to them. So because we're thinking about questions to ask and questions that we have, we're not actually present listening to the person and understanding every word they're saying, which you, on the other hand, you said you hear exactly what they're saying, and then the question comes to you, and then you ask them once they're completely finished, based off of what they just said, which is something we all need to work on, I think. It's a big difference.
Isabel cooking like an insane chef right now with this. This is a very important one. This also happens to me because I am also human, surprisingly. I also, when the prospects are talking, think about, I could ask about this. And it just, this question gets in my mind. But the more I gave attention to this question, the less I'm listening. Because you can only listen in one direction. You either listen to yourself or you listen to the prospect. So when I started listening to my own question, I completely said, nope, nope. I have done this multiple times, multiple times. It always happens in role plays, in conversations that I have with all of you. Is it always happens, and it doesn't matter. I know it's difficult, but it doesn't matter how badly you want to ask that question because you think, this is a great question. No, 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 no. Eliminate it. Don't listen to it, and just keep focusing on the prospect. Just ignore it. And only when the prospect finishes talking, then you tie everything together, and that question will come up in a better upgraded version. Because if they didn't say anything better, you're just gonna remember it. Or if they say something more important, you can add that into your question, or they might have said something that is even more important. So you're just gonna replace it with that. But the more you keep focusing and fixating on one question that you previously thought, you're missing out on all the other good stuff the prospect can say that can give a better line of questioning or more context in making that question more powerful. Make sense?
100%. It's also with probably wanting to speak faster, like even cutting people off or being like, oh, because you're trying to remember what you're trying to say and you want to say it faster, you're not listening at all, which is totally trying to keep in control of the call, even that way. So that makes perfect sense on that. Super, super cooking advice. On the other thing, I was thinking of when you said you can't break the role play yourself because you're training yourself to do that. We do that way too often, all of us. We always are like, oh, oops, sorry, just did the role play or something while we're role playing. And that is messing up. That's not a good thing to do, even to have that for calls. Because then you can't have that. You can't say, yeah, I'm lost. I don't know where to go on a call. And it makes you feel like you need to break the fourth wall, which you can't do. So it becomes awkward.
I think okay, I wasn't that aware of this. This is great. Again, cooking. Very good, Isabel. Guys, if you're doing the role plays and you're interrupting yourself consistently, laughing or just, oh, we did the, oh no, let me do it again. No, that's not how you do a role play. The whole point of the role play is that you do the whole call. I'll give you the best way of doing a role play. The problem is that it's very time demanding. And I know for a fact that probably you guys are not going to do it, but the best way of doing a role play is Andronati and Carlitos are doing a role play. Both of them do the whole role play. They barely stop. And after I finish that, they look at the recording of that, and then both of them start pointing, oh, yeah, look at this. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Ah, yeah, this was really bad. This is the fastest way of doing it. The thing is that it's also the slowest. It's the same with the call. Go slow to go fast. I know it's like a lot of commitment, but if you do this, you will be able to advance a lot quicker. But you cannot stop consistently within the role plays because then you do the same here. And then in the real calls, you know that you cannot stop, but because you cannot stop, you just start asking and throwing any question that you can. And then you start panicking and then you look inwards and then you just keep doing this and it just keeps, it's like a big snowball that just keeps getting bigger. And then at the end of the discovery, you don't even know what you're asking. You have barely got any pain, barely anything. You don't close the deal. You feel bad. And then Iran attacks you. So yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's not always like that. We also just run the role plays completely through, but that's just something that we've been letting happen. Another thing, on that same topic is you also, if you just do the discovery, like we've just been doing discoveries or something, and then if you just do the discovery, sometimes we role play both of us, and it takes like an hour for each of us, even though the discovery shouldn't take that long. But we're just not actually pretending it's a real call. We're just practicing discovery. So we just take forever. Like we actually have a
Okay.
1 hour discovery. This is me talking as well. But 1 hour discovery, you can't have that. So I feel like I should be running the calls as if they are the actual call, which needs to be under 45 minutes. Like it should be 45 minutes total, or 50 minutes or an hour max for everything. Not
Yeah.
like it is.
No, I agree. I think so this is what I always did, and you guys can just copy it. The majority of the role plays I did were just discoveries. I wasn't role playing anything else, to be fair. And I always role play with myself, by the way. I didn't have a buddy to role play with. So you guys have more advantage on that. I would say that now that you guys have the sales roadmap, more than likely you guys can practice discovery with a bit of the transition. I think that it's important to do those two. The pitch is kind of pointless. Maybe you can try it if you just join an offer, but you can kind of try it with yourselves. And remember, the pitch is not a memorized thing, more like I'm going to start really prioritizing what the prospect said to me. So the pitch is kind of like, I don't know. Let's make it simple. Practice a lot of discoveries, but sometimes it will be nice if you guys practice a full call Or sometimes, if you guys don't have a lot of time, just do the opposite. Don't practice discovery and practice the rest. Sometimes, let's say you only have like 15 minutes, you can do the opposite. It's fine. But the whole idea is that you practice it and you don't stop in it. So it's good, valuable one.
Yeah, genuinely, that's what I think doing an entire call would help with. Actually, the pitch based on what you got with the prospect, how you would pitch it based on what you just had with the prospect, and then also how you would actually close that prospect and how you would objection handle them exactly. Because
Mhm.
you're trying to practice closing that prospect, and if you can't close them like throughout the whole thing, you need to actually see what that is. Even intros, because intros can be awkward if you don't practice them a lot. But
Yeah.
if you know how to talk to someone super casually and you could just say, hey, instead of, oh, hi, my name is Isabel, or like whatever, something like that,
Yeah.
that would be, I think a whole call would be beneficial for me at least.
Yeah. I think you guys should do it like Tyler did. And I remember Tyler being really bad at these. Now he's like super casual, very conversational about it. It's all practice. It's literally all practice. And there you have it. I hope now you are someone who can genuinely go through the conversations and is able to know exactly what to say. You're never stuck again, and you know exactly how to handle objections, not like an autistic idiot. Okay? So, that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, you can work with me if you want to. You can just apply in school. The link is down below. So you can join the Hunters. If you want help with me on the aspect of understanding psychology, behavior, and body language, I can coach you one-on-one as an extra. All those are options. Just, I don't know, contact me and it's not that difficult. So yeah. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video after all, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to brush your teeth, go to the gym, eat some vegetables, and yeah, study a lot. Peace out.